the last time I put up a video here was 3 weeks ago. And somehow today we're living in a completely different world. Because Silksong 3 weeks ago was barely real. It was a thing you were pretty sure was coming out in 2025. But even then, there's just something out of reach, something uncertain about it. It definitely didn't feel like it was happening soon, right? Because we're sort of conditioned. We're trained to expect for a big game for there to be the pre-order trailer, and then some number of months after that, the game comes out. At the time of this recording, right now, Silksong, the video game, is hours away. It's coming out this morning, which is wild. It was not a thing you could think about 3 weeks ago. And I think about Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? It's my absolute dream game, my wildest 3D platformer delusions somehow fully realized here. I was thinking of how that game went from very quickly anticipated to suddenly playing it and enjoying it to it's understood and I'm moving on remarkably quickly. And I'm not saying that will happen to Silksong, but it is about, I guess, this digital age where, yeah, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement out there, and yet there's nothing tangible about it. Your local news couldn't cover the Silksong launch because there's nothing to show. They can't just put up a SteamDB screenshot and call it a day. And then I was thinking legitimately, if people could, they would be camping out for Silksong. There's just no need. They can't camp out for Silksong, but they would if they could. And then I wondered, why shouldn't I? So I'm camping out for Silksong. Camping in, technically. But yeah, the idea is I want to be in the tent. I want to make this feel like an event. I want to document it. Stay in here till 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is when Silksong launches on my coast. There are 3 rules, of course. 1, you got to sleep in the tent. 2, you can only eat the foods that you packed, which is hide shoes, water, Triscuits, another water, Mountain Dew. And I just picked these up, Reese's Oreos. This can't be bad. And most importantly, rule number 3, I can't brush my teeth. But anyway, I was thinking about how lines inherently make an event seem more exciting. Just think about it. Have a mental image in your brain. Here, actually, I'll just show you one. People waiting in line for the Phantom Menace.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Throughout the years, I've been in a lot of video game lines. And yeah, it makes the whole thing more exciting when there's just a communal aspect to it, you know? I was thinking the video game line that probably confused the most people, that, you know, turned the most heads of passersby, was for Super Smash Bros. In 2008. At that point, the closest video game store to me, Mountain Dew spilled. Didn't spill, it just got knocked over. The cap is still on. The closest video game store to me was GameStop in Universal City Walk, which is the group of stores and restaurants that are nearly attached to Universal Studios Hollywood, the amusement park. So just imagine, you know, a lot of Smash Brothers fans, if you get what I mean, lining up, clogging the streets, just really excited to play a new Smash Brothers game, understandably, but then a lot of like normal families walking by and not knowing what it is. And I remember distinctly this one woman approached me actually, and she said, what are you all in line for? And I said, it's a video game. And she said, what video game? And I said, Peter Pan Adventures. And obviously, like, she just said, like, okay, and walked, you know, I mean, what I'm saying is the game didn't matter to her, right? If I said Super Smash Bros. Brawl, she would have had the exact same reaction. I think there's just something innate, right? When you see a line like that, when you see a people having an experience like that, you want to know what it is. You want to get involved in some sense. But also, I think the reason I remember that at all is because I still think Peter Pan Adventures is funny. It's like, you know, like, it's like the one time in my life I was like good at improv. Anyway, I did actually, as you can tell, I guess from the setup, I wanted to say some stuff about Silksong in this video about Silksong. And you might be saying, like, why didn't you, delayed input is back next week. Why don't you wait 1 week? And the thing is, I really think you can only make this video this week. I think next week, the energy will be different. It'll be gone. It won't mean the same thing. So rewind a bit with me for a second. Before 2025, Silksong had attained this kind of like legendary delayed game meme status, right? And a special one where it's cool to like the game. It's cool to want it, right? It's cool to celebrate wanting it. It's similar to the mythical status that Elden Ring had before that came out. So it went from originally just like a bonus DLC add-on as part of a Kickstarter to announce that, okay, it's going to be its own game entirely. And then it just kept accruing status and intrigue. I'm thinking about the 2022 Xbox Showcase, where it had been a while since like 2019 was the last it had been seen before that. Silksong was the second trailer of the Xbox Showcase, which is a big deal. That's high status. And then Sarah Bond introduced that Xbox Showcase saying this.
Today, we're doing something we've never done before. For the first time ever, our entire show is focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
Obviously, that didn't come to pass in Silksong's case. So it seemed crazy. It seemed crazy that many years pass, right, without anything. And then in the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 back in April, Silksong got stuffed in the montage using this goofy music. And they sandwiched it between Kunitsugami and Story of Seasons as if it's just another game. But as you can see down there, 2025, they seem fairly certain. 2 months later, Xbox confusingly said this in reference to the reveal of their brand new ROG Xbox Ally.
And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year.
Leading one to ask, so is it a launch title? And then officially learning, no, it's not a launch title per se, but when the ROG Xbox Ally launches, Silksong will be around at that point. So not really that exciting, quite frankly. Kind of felt like a lot of people were propping this game up, and none of it felt like the celebration on Team Cherry's own terms. And so when I made this joke in the opening night live pre-show, knowing there's no Silksong, understanding there's no Silksong, but still thinking, what if there's Silksong? It was because at the time of recording, I didn't think opening night live would have the goods. And then I guess it's arguable whether or not they had the goods, but as part of opening night live, Silksong back again, more ambiguous gameplay, and the announcement that there will be an announcement in 2 days. And so there was. Brand new trailer, sure, but most importantly, a release date. September 4th. You've been waiting 7 years, now it's just 2 more weeks. Not too bad, right? And finally, I feel like the game does feel like it's celebrating itself. It's a well-edited trailer. I like that it ends with its funniest clip, then clearly what will be a very frustrating boss fight, title reveal, and then the slow release date reveal. It's like there's no clapping at the end, there's no live applause, but it still has an inherent energy to that reveal. Okay, but on top of that, as explained by Jason Schreier, who had a big interview through Bloomberg with Team Cherry on that same day of the release date reveal. He said on Blue Sky, Team Cherry told me they don't plan on sending out early codes for Silksong. They felt like it'd be unfair for critics to be playing before Kickstarter backers and other players, so don't expect to see reviews until after the game comes out. Now that is perhaps a controversial call to circumvent the regular established games media altogether, but what I think it does is it makes this launch day approaching quickly more exciting. I just imagine that you're playing this game, you're booting this up, and there's no map on IGN for it. Right? Imagine there's like a giggling bug somewhere, and you Google what is the deal, what do I do with the giggling bug, and nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's exciting. That's rare. You can't have that with most video games. And I do want to make it clear that this is a very special circumstance that not a lot of other games could pull off. But also what I'm saying is that this insanely short lead time, the 2 weeks after 7 years of waiting, is almost the respectful way to handle it. Just get it out as soon as possible. I think a really good opposite example is the remake for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Announced in 2020, looked like this. I forgot this part. They already had box art finished. They said pre-order now. So that got delayed a lot, eventually switching studios. And then last year, Ubisoft made this. Ooh, a teaser trailer for the Prince of Persia remaster. Grand reveal is the year 2026. You feel that? No excitement. Just bad news. Probably not worth making a trailer for. But they did make the trailer, and then they acted like it was cool news to hear that. So what I'm saying is that maybe it's a good thing that there aren't a dozen Silksong trailers over the course of the last 7 years that end with a wildly inaccurate year. Team Cherry has made this wild decision to just release the game. I guess I shouldn't say as soon as possible, right? Because it has been 7 years, but as soon as they're done with it, they're putting it out. It is an inconsiderate thing to do, perhaps, to other games that wanted to make money this weekend, and inconsiderate to game reviewers for sure, but ultimately highly considerate to their audience who just wants to play the game. And on top of that, there is, of course, a discussion to be had about this game being $19.99 US, which is cheap. It represents Team Cherry leaving millions of dollars on the table. But also, I think it's cool that they're implementing this global release time. Just ties in with everything else, the idea of making this launch for everybody. I just like thinking about an entire globe, people all across this planet Earth, frantically downloading this game all at the same time. Like, you can't show it on the news, but it is an event in a way. That includes my written thoughts here, my regular script. So from here on out, I'm just waiting for my alarm to go off, I guess, and we'll be one of those people frantically downloading Silksong for real. I'll be downloading this on Switch 2 at 10 a.m. in the morning. I'll be honest with you, it's already morning right now. This all took way longer to set up than I thought it would. Why Switch 2? One, the Switch 2 is nice and new, right? Like, I want a thing for the Switch 2, but also, I feel like this might be the best D-pad I have in the entire house. And you're going to need a nice D-pad. So it's 3:30 a.m. and I realized I owe you a review of the Reese's Oreos. I don't like that it's all white on top, suggesting that perhaps it's just like creamy. Okay, so halfway through it looks like this. Incredibly good. Incredibly good. Incredibly good. Incredibly good. 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is 5 a.m. Mucho has invaded the tent. Hey, good morning. It's only like I think it's 9:47 or 9:48 right now. I got the store open, so we're just minutes away. How'd I sleep? I guess it could have been worse. So the question is, like, at 10 a.m., is it just gonna like pop up, or is this gonna be a thing where like you gotta search for it? Do you think this game called Silk is getting downloaded a lot just because? This is one of the biggest handcrafted open worlds ever made. 4 minutes to go. Here's where the doubt sets in. It's like, if Nintendo would relegate the reappearance of Silksong to just a montage, right? Would they know that they need to update their store as soon as possible? The doubt is, what if it's going to be on Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and then Nintendo later this afternoon? What if I made the wrong call here? 9:57 a.m. Are you judging me because of my home screen? I won't have it. Donkey Kong's over there. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Donkey Kong. There he is. Okay? No, you can't judge me because of my home screen. There it is. Okay, 10 a.m. Now we do this. Then we do that. Great. And there's Silksong. Look at this loading. This is actually a good sign. I think the store might have crashed. Okay. Now we do recent releases. None of these. Where's Silksong? I see hentai golf, but where's Silksong? So the good news is that it appears as though many online stores are struggling to even list Silksong, Steam included. So we're just gonna keep trying. Eventually, we're gonna be part of the moment where everyone in the globe is downloading this game at the same time. It's 10:05 a.m. This is what the Nintendo eShop looks like because of Silksong. So imagine, oh fuck, there it is. Oh, gotta get back in. We gotta get back in. There it is. Hang tight. I mean, no, fuck. No. Fuck. All right, how fast can you be? Here we go. And gotcha. I got you. No, fuck. This one. Oh, okay. You know what? This little raccoon is really getting to me. Nope. There's probably never been more people on the eShop in any given moment than right now, 10:11 a.m. September 4th. Surely when we released F-Zero 99, there were more people online. No, it's bigger than F-Zero 99.
Imagine waiting in line all night long, right? Imagine popping up a tent right there on the sidewalk, and they open the doors, but then they shove you back out and say, actually not ready yet. And then they open the doors and you walk into the store and they say, okay, actually we're not ready yet. Get back in your tents. And then they open the doors and you all walk in and you see Silksong on the shelf and you pick it up and they say, actually, hold on, we're not ready yet. Get back out there. Back in your tents.
It's 10:17 a.m. This raccoon is really getting to me. Opening the eShop. I'm ready. I know exactly what goes right here. And then? Yup. Oh, this is closer than we ever got. Oh! Yeah. Okay. I actually like this. Watch this. Yeah, that's the Nintendo difference. It's 10:19 a.m. We're about 25% through the download. This raccoon is looking pretty proud of herself. Software download complete. Here we go. This is for real. Okay, we gotta update it. I'm so sorry. The ABCs of DK, A through M. Here we go. This is for real. Here we go. Yep, that's me. Here we go. This is for real. They see your beauty so frail and fine. They see your peace woven of faith and toil. They forget your heart bound in slumber and servitude. When you awake, they shall see your truth. A beast's nature bare to all. This must be what it felt like when people were playing Halo 3 for the first time. Okay, I see this one and I see that one. I see them both. All right, cool. Now I can start editing this video.